Hey guys,
I'm Jerry.
I'm Sierra.
We're ladies.
And we tangent.
Fuck is happening with this blanket?
I don't know. Mosby fucked up my groove because he's right in my... He's just jidging my jadge right now.
You ever had your jid judged?
You ever have your jidged?
Sure have.
Hey, good.
There's that one time in college. What's
up, everyone?
Hello.
Okay, just smacking shit already.
I feel like I can tell that Shane has been cleaning down here because it feels like there's so much more space.
Oh, I just touched that and it scared me. I thought it was a spider web. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel
roomy.
Yeah.
Ooh, it feels roomy.
Oh my gosh. It's amazing what'll happen when you take the 3 bags of trash upstairs finally.
I got tell that to my bedroom.
I know.
There's just like trash bags of clothes that I'm like, I'm going to take these and
to
give
donate,
them to somewhere because I don't want to, like, I'm not going to make money off them. I just want to give them away. But then they just sit in the bags because I'm like, I know that I'll have more to add and my kids are always growing out of their clothes. It's like, well, that will never stop. So just take the fucking bags.
Is it called hoarding then?
Yeah, probably.
But like with the intent to get rid of?
Yeah, what's that?
But I'm just holding on to it?
Just because I know I'm going to have more to add to it. But like, I could just get a smaller trash bag.
I thought you were going to say child.
A smaller child.
I could just get less children. There'd be less stuff.
My kids grow so fast.
Speaking of kids, you saved the fucking day today. I need you to know that. Yes.
Why?
So Forrest is sick.
Okay.
Bless his sweet little heart. He is just like flushing everything out of his system.
Yeah, maybe he gave me whatever I have. Maybe it's not the pneumonia. Maybe I just got some from your children.
Maybe, but like...
I'm sick again.
He is just pouring from his nose.
Yeah.
I feel terrible for him.
Welcome to Ohio in the fall.
Because he's coughing so much that he's waking himself up and he is like he's getting sick from it, like vomiting. Sorry. I've always like don't know how I feel like I say trigger warning puke too much and then it's like I already said it. So anyway.
Yeah.
So he's waking himself up that way I feel horrible. Tonight he was so worked up. He skipped his nap.
Yeah.
Which that boy fucking loves a nap.
He fucking does.
His nickname amongst my family is Old Faithful. Like, he's going down.
Yep.
He's taking himself to bed. He'll see you in there.
He does. My sister said that when she babysat. He took himself to bed and she forgot to shut the light off. He still passed out. Yep. Full light on.
He's like, I guess I'll just be in here. No worries. And I don't even know if she turned the sound machines on. But he was so worked up and did not want to go to bed. He was overheated. He couldn't catch his breath. He was just screaming for me. I was trying to rock him and he did not want to be held. I had no idea how I was going to get him to go to sleep.
Yep.
Because this never happens.
Yeah.
And so my kids have always slept in Snuggle Me's, even if now that they have outgrown them, they just like them almost like a comfort pillow type thing. And so I texted Sierra and I was like, do you still have that one that I got Sawyer? And can I have it?
I was like, I don't know. I'll have to search for it. It was literally in the corner of my room under just a pile of clothes. I was like, oh, here's my trusty pile of clothes. What is making it such a big pile? It's because that was stuffed underneath it. So there you go.
I put a cover on it, and as soon as he saw it,
he was like,
truly,
night.
True. Well, he was in the truck when I came to pick it up because I'm like, maybe a car ride, swift little car ride will put him to sleep. And so when we got back, I said, hey, bud, it's going to be bedtime. And he's like, no, I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to go to bed. That's what he said. He says a full sentence. He goes, Mother, I would not like to do that right now.
Mother, I shan't.
Yeah. No, he was like, no. And I said, look what I have. And I showed him the Snuggle Me.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, fuck. Okay.
I can fuck with bedtime now.
Okay. Literally climbed right into his bed, tucked himself in, and then that was it. He was done.
That's amazing.
So thank you for that.
You're welcome. Sawyer loved it when she was little, but she's a belly sleeper now.
Yep.
That girl sleeps as soon as she could flip. She started rolling, and I was like, I used to use those for nap times just beside me, so she wouldn't like roll on the couch or whatever. And now she's a belly sleeper pretty much everywhere. So
so is Forrest. Yeah. But he sticks his little butt up in the air. I know.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, speaking of children, thank you everybody for the happy birthdays.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? Today we had Sawyer's first birthday party.
It's crazy. You guys have been with us
For that whole time. Like, there were so many people that were
Yeah.
like, I swear to God, it just felt like you were doing her announcement, like announcing her to the world. And now she's a little 1-year-old baby.
It's crazy.
I can't believe it.
People still, like, if I post pictures of Forrest, they're like, I just listened to his birth episode.
Yes.
He's so big. I know.
Someone commented on her, like, 1 year thing. It was like, oh, I didn't know. I'm just at the part where you said you were pregnant. I didn't know it was a girl. And I was like, well, spoiler alert.
Yeah, she's one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah.
funny. Oh,
So
I also wanted to tell you.
I also have another thing to tell you. We have so many things.
Oh my God.
gosh.
Sorry, I just hit my head. I freaking.
A clip.
Okay. So you know that we had Chinese for dinner.
Delicious.
Okay. Well, I didn't eat because I had 2 bowls of chili at your birthday party.
Yes.
But I did help myself to a fortune cookie.
Mm.
But when I was like, I don't know if anyone else does this, and maybe it's just the superstition in me. I never read the fortune until I'm done eating the cookie.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's the rule.
Okay.
I thought.
I think too.
Yeah.
So I finished the cookie right as my children are having full-blown meltdowns before bedtime.
Okay.
So I haven't read the fortune yet.
Yeah.
Then the saga of bedtime happened.
Right.
And it started off with me trying to change Forrest out of his just slobber, snot-stained clothes into his pajamas. And while I was getting his shirt off, his bottle of milk slammed into his face and he split his lip and was bleeding. And I was like, amazing. This is amazing.
Love this.
And then Ollie, who has not been sleeping with his Snuggle Me, we gave it to Forrest, all of a sudden wants it back. And so we're like, no, Forrest is going to have it. I'm so sorry. We can get you another one if you really are that hell-bent on it, like whatever. And Forrest is then like, you know what? No, I don't want it. Give it back to him.
Oh my God.
So
Forrest
he's
is me.
He's scream crying, but giving it back to Ollie. And so
I love him.
He needs to take his medicine. He won't take his medicine. Anyway, you guys know I ended up contacting you for it after he refused to go down.
We got it.
I finally read my fortune.
Okay.
Determination will get you through this.
And boy, did it.
Boy, did it. I was determined and it worked out just fine. So,
oh my God.
Isn't that funny?
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, it's true.
Mm-hmm, it is true.
And that's something you should all live by.
Yeah.
Everyone.
So remember that. Anyway.
And that got me through the other night because on Thursday was Sawyer Bean's real birthday. But here's a little thing that happened. Okay, everybody. And I'm going to talk about pet things. And I already know all the things. So please don't come at me and say, I just listen to the whole story before you start writing your comment under, please.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So I'm cooking dinner and I go normally while I'm cooking dinner is when I'm like, okay, hold on. I'm going to start at the very beginning and just say this about my animals. I have never had dogs or a dog that you can't just leave food out. I've heard of people having dogs. Like I know that you schedule times to feed your dogs because they'll just like gorge themselves. I've never had
Louise did. Yes.
Yeah. So and now Mosby's just used to it.
Mosby's always been a grazer and Birdie is also a grazer. But Louie, if there was any food out anywhere, she was
snarf it down.
Snarfs. She'd be snarfing all the time.
Yes. So I've always had grazers for dogs, so I've always just left their bowls out. Well, obviously, when we got Teddy, we had to start feeding them separately because he had puppy food, they had adult food. So we were doing that anyways, timed. And I would always give them their food whenever we had dinner. It was like, that way I remembered, got to feed the dogs, whatever. Yep. So I get Teddy his bowl. I put it down in his little, they all have their own areas to eat too because they're kind of all like guarded with their food now. I don't know. I guess just since Teddy's around, they're like, fucking this is mine. So I'm like, fine. You all have your own separate places. Eat your freaking food. And Teddy won't touch his. And I'm like, that's
bizarre.
Not usual for him because he is a snarfer.
Yes.
And so I'm like, well, maybe he's just not hungry. I don't know. And so I'm going about it. I'm cooking dinner. I'm eating the dinner. We're all having a great time. Again,
I just pictured you eating the dog food. If you're not going to eat it, I will.
Give me. So then he's rolling over and I go to give him a belly rub and I was like, you feel huge. Like it felt like a rock was in his stomach and it was like a pot belly.
Yeah.
And he's really, really fluffy. He actually just got groomed. Thank you so much to the groomer. They're amazing. And so he looks like a little poodle boy right now. But before he got groomed, he was so fluffy.
Yeah.
He had all that puppy fluff still. So like I couldn't tell when he was looking at me, but when he rolled over and he doesn't have that fur on his belly, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Your belly is like, anyways. Corey's like, oh, he probably just ate too much the last time he ate or something, or ate too fast, something.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. That doesn't feel right. 'Cause whatever. So I Googled it. First of all, anybody listening, because this was something I didn't know. If your dogs ever have any kind of bloat, anything, that's an issue that needs to be taken extremely seriously because it can be fatal. So I Googled bloat in dogs and it was like can be fatal. What can happen is there's something it does GDV maybe it's like gastric dilation and something. But like air can get in there and then it can flip their stomach. It can twist it.
Yes.
And then
that happens to retrievers a lot.
Yes. Yeah. It happens with like, those kind of, so it's not like super common that it would happen with puppies, but it can because a lot of times it can happen like if they eat and then they go exercise afterwards or if they eat too fast. And so I'm reading all these things and I'm like, Jesus, it's like almost 7:00 at this point. We have no vets around here that are open past like 5.
Yep.
So I'm like, shit, I have to take him somewhere. The nearest place that I could go was an hour away.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell Corey, I'm like, we gotta go. We gotta go right now because I'm freaking out. I called the vet place. I'm on the phone with them, like getting them so that as soon as we get in there, it's like a stat thing so they can take him right back. And Corey and I are freaking out, petting him the whole time. I'm like, I'm so sorry this happened to you. I don't know what I did wrong. But like if bloat happens, it's usually not something anybody did.
Yeah.
It just can happen. Again, that's why I say take it very seriously. So we get there. They're like, okay, we're going to take him right back. We're going to x-ray him, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, thanks. And she comes out after the x-ray and she's like, good news. His stomach, it didn't twist into that like GDV yet.
Mm-hmm.
He is, however, he has like so much food, just an insane amount of food in his stomach. And we're like, how?
Yeah.
And we don't know how it happened, blah, blah, blah. I thought maybe he got into something in the yard or something happened, but they ended up making him puke. He had to puke 5 times. They made him puke 5 different times. And then he was like good as new. They were like, he was great. The whole time his tail was wagging. Like he was fine.
Oh my gosh.
So
did he have like a bowel obstruction?
No obstructions anywhere else. Just he ate this huge amount of food. I don't know where it came from. It was a lot of food. So anyways, we're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. We'll look into it. I don't know what happened, blah, blah, blah. Here, I didn't realize that he could. So we keep the dog's food like tucked away in a corner near the basement because the dogs don't go over in that corner because the cat likes the basement and they're all afraid of cats. So like they don't go over there.
Yeah.
But Teddy went over there and like bit a hole in the dog's food, the actual like boys, because his puppy food's up because he was trying to get into it. So we're like, we'll put his food up.
Well, joke's on you.
Because I can get into this bag. He like chewed a hole through it and then was just fucking eating his like little life away.
Oh my God.
So now, again, please don't tell, we've figured it out. I've never had a dog that was that food crazy in my life. We put all their food in plastic totes now so they can't get into it. But yeah, he just was like, he just almost ate his ass to death.
Oh my God, same.
Teddy. So now we have to like be very careful and we have to tell people like you can't give him a certain amount of food. You have to make sure he eats it slow. We bought him these like puzzle things, which he already had to eat through, but now we bought him a bunch more. So every single meal he has to be in these little puzzles so that he takes his
That was Louie.
Them. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I never ever experienced that in all the animals I've ever had.
She would take flight in order to try to get food.
It's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah. So that happened to me, and I thought it was a good story to tell. And
That
also,
is a good
yeah,
story.
just I think that people, that's something I never knew was something I needed to like look for or take seriously, and it really is.
Yeah.
Because I was like, damn, bitch, I get bloated all the time. Like, I thought it was just like, give him some time, cool him off. And Corey was like, let's just take him for a walk, get the digestive system moving, like maybe he'll have a big shit, because that's what happens to me when I got shit. My stomach gets real big. That's probably what he needs to do. Yeah. And thank God we didn't, because the exercise could have flipped it.
Yeah.
So we did the best
and
thing.
That's why I don't exercise.
Yeah. It's too much risk in flipping this tummy.
Yeah. This tummy be a gymnast. Did I ever tell you about the time I took Mosby to the emergency vet because I thought he had a brain tumor?
But you did mention it, and I was like, what?
Yeah. So because the vet this year was telling me that she went to was the same vet.
Yeah. Lovely place up there. Bummer it's an hour away.
When he was a puppy, he was obsessed with playing fetch. I mean, he's still obsessed with playing fetch, but we had this ball that was made of rope. I also know that like your rope toys are not good toys because they can chew them, swallow them, whatever. Anyway, it was
like shit like that then shouldn't be allowed to be sold.
I know.
Because like, how are people just supposed to know that shit?
Truly.
Anyways, yes.
So it was a ball, and he would bring it back, and I would try and like pull it.
Yeah.
And I pulled it, and it broke a tooth.
Oh.
Like one of his puppy teeth like came out.
Yep.
And he was bleeding a little bit, and I was like, oh my God, I'm the worst mom. I feel horrible. Because it had gotten stuck in one of the like little ropey things. So I'm looking at him, and one of his, I heard it.
I was like, that just made a whistle sound.
I heard it. One of his pupils got really, really tiny. And the other one got really, really big.
What?
And it stayed that way for a really long time. And so, of course, I put it in Pet MD.
Of course.
And it was like, could be a concussion, could be some kind of head trauma, could be a brain tumor. And I'm like, oh my God. So I took him in, and he was fine.
They were like, can't figure it out. But
well,
probably
apparently, because of the kind of breed that he is, it happens in Australian Shepherds sometimes that their eyes just do that.
Oh,
it only happened
wild.
like maybe 2 other times.
Wow.
If any of you have any reasoning as to why that happens, let me know. Unless it's scary, in which case, keep that shit to yourself.
Don't want to hear about it.
I don't want to hear it at all.
Yeah. All right, you want to get into it?
Do you want to hear about my night on Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened on Saturday?
I went to Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
I went to Cleveland because I didn't have a wedding this weekend. And so Shane was like, I want to take you to the piano bar because you said one time you really liked the piano bar and there's one in Cleveland. Let's go. Yeah. And I'm like, absolutely. Let's do that.
Yes.
So we get a hotel room because his mom's like, I actually am free that weekend. I'll stay with the kids. And I'm like, this is amazing.
That is so
the stars have aligned.
Oh my God.
So we went up.
To be able to do that, I just can't wait.
I fought so hard not to just stay in the room.
Yeah. That would be me. I'd be like, I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to be in this room alone without people trying to like need me for shit.
We went and had drinks and dinner at our friend's bar. And I had bologna ravioli. It sounds...
What the fuck?
It sounds terrible.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Really?
Amazing. Like, I could not get enough of it.
What?
I wish I would have ordered a second plate of it. So good. And then...
if you're going to serve bologna ravioli, it better be fucking amazing.
And it was. It fucking was.
Yeah.
We also got an appetizer of popcorn shrimp, and it was served with popcorn. I know. It was served in a popcorn...
yeah, like a little thing.
Yeah,
that's cute. I like that.
It was cute. And the popcorn had Old Bay seasoning on it.
Sure,
it was good.
Makes sense.
Anyway, so when we got back to the hotel after the dinner and drinks, I was like, I think maybe we should just stay here, but we didn't. We ended up going to the piano bar. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Anyone who's
I've never been.
You haven't? You would fucking love it.
I know.
Because people just make requests and then the people play it on the piano and sing it.
I love it.
And they had a drummer, they had a bassist, they had a guitarist, and 2 people playing the piano, and they would like alternate who was singing it. This one guy freaking rapped the entire what's it called? Lose Yourself. The entire song.
What?
a whole song without even having lyrics pulled up.
Oh my God.
It was incredible. And then the one performer starts singing It's Raining Men. I knew immediately what the song was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, according to all sources. And like, all of a sudden, our waiter is on the stage shirtless.
Yes.
And then some guy who was in a wedding party comes up. He's shirtless. And then a third gentleman comes up. He's shirtless. They're all freaking swinging their shirts around. And I'm looking at Shane like, did you know it was going to be this kind of party?
You better
Get up there, baby. The person I was sitting next to was like, that's our waiter. I'm going to buy something now. It was amazing. It was amazing.
That's really fun.
But then I was like, I've had enough. I'd like to.
Please take me back.
Please take me back. Yeah. So we got a couple beers at the bar at the hotel, and then we went and sat outside. And then this very lovely couple came out, and they were also sitting by the fire. And then we talked about zoos for like 20 minutes.
I thought you were trying to say Zeus, like the zoos.
Zoos.
Love that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that was it. That was it. And then we went up to the room. I fell asleep. Shane ordered pizza.
Yeah.
Apparently he had to go pick the pizza up because he went down to get another drink. And that's when the pizza was getting delivered to the room, and they knocked for 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
I heard nothing.
You were sleeping?
I was sleeping.
You're like, good night.
I was passed the fuck out. And then Shane forgot his room key.
Of somebody who doesn't have to fucking listen for kids. I miss that kind of sleep. God damn.
Shane tried to call me because he forgot his room key as well.
You're like, sorry.
Nope. Out. Dead to the world. Dead to the world.
Oh God, I miss that sleep.
Yeah. Anyway, that was my trip yesterday.
Speaking of, sorry, that sleep part. Somebody asked me, they were like, is it better now that Sawyer sleeps through the night? And I was like, you think
you wish she slept through the night
because she's a year old? No, she doesn't. It's still, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Some kids are good sleepers and some kids are my kids. So
yeah.
Actually, Noah was a great sleeper. So soybean.
Yeah.
So what are you doing to me,
girlfriend?
My sweet baby?
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, she did take a 3-hour nap today, and I was like, her party was coming up. Like, we had to be there within 30 minutes, and she was still sleeping. And I was like, do I just cancel the party? She's never slept like this.
Truly, I'd cancel that party.
I feel like, thankfully, I mean, she did wake up, and we got there within the 30 minutes. But I was like, I was almost just, I don't know.
She's not going to be there.
Yeah. Sorry, you guys have this party without her. She's going to be fashionably late. She needs to sleep.
Yep.
This baby does not sleep like this. So it was beautiful.
Well, I hope you get more tonight.
God damn, me too. All right.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. I'm going to do my best with this. And I can't, this is not going to be.
Dude, I have something
like
to tell you about it.
Okay. Guess what? I have something to tell you first.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. What do you want to tell me?
I thought you were going to tell me first.
I was just going to tell you that I took a what cryptid at my test.
Oh, fun.
And I'm the Mothman.
You are?
Yeah, my result.
Wait.
Let me read it to you.
Wait, time out. Do you still have the link, or did you screenshot it?
No, youquiz.com.
Will you send me the link?
I will.
I want to take
You got to
it.
do it. You want to do it quickly? I can't read it to you on
Yeah,
here
that's
because
fine.
there's a lot of questions, but let me tell you my result and what it says about me.
Okay.
Ready? It says, Mothman, you're dramatic and passionate, and you're not afraid of making a scene if it means doing the right thing. Maybe that means, this is going to, I can't tell you this part because it's going to give away what this is. Maybe that means blah, 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 what this I'm about to tell you. Or maybe it means sticking up for those that need someone in their corner. Your loyalty and protective nature make you a great friend. You must be so tired.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh my God.
I love that it also says, am I gay? Underneath it. Spoiler alert.
The next quiz.
Yeah.
The next quiz I took was, how gay are you? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
But yeah, I read that and then I started crying and I was like, am I PMSing? I am. But so it was just like, I'm really emotional.
That's so funny.
At that. Yeah, so I'm the Mothman. So I'll send it to you right now.
Okay.
We can do that now if you want to, and then we can come back.
Yeah. Okay, while you're sending that to me, I'll tell you my thing.
Please.
Mothman has a donk. Do you know this?
He's got a fatty assy?
Yes.
I did not know this.
At the last wedding that I
You
shot,
saw the Mothman?
well, at the last wedding that I shot, I met some I hate saying fangins.
But they
because
are.
But they are. I always feel embarrassed. But like, yeah, I met some listeners, and so hi Courtney, hi Hannah, hi Sierra, hi Lady.
I'm so sorry, by the way. You guys called me and I was in a bowling alley and I couldn't hear you, but I do want to say that I love you. I meant to say that on the phone. I was really caught off guard because I thought Jerry was FaceTiming me and I popped up like, hey girl. And it was like so many, oh my God, my ring just popped right off my hand. It was so many people just like staring at me saying hi. And I was like, I wasn't ready for this.
No, it was so cool. But they're from like the Loveland area. And so they know a lot about the Loveland Frog.
That's incredible.
And the musical, I guess we can watch it online. Like it was recorded. Yes.
Well,
so we're going to have to find that.
Yeah.
But I think it was Courtney who showed me, or maybe it was Hannah who showed me a photo of a statue of the Mothman, and he's got a big old donk.
Okay, wait, I have seen that. Yes.
Yeah, I guess they've shaved it down, and I was like, was it shaved down, or were people
grinding up on it?
Yeah,
okay.
Sanding that ass down.
Yeah,
I don't know. Okay, let's find out what cryptid I am.
Go for it.
What if I'm boring and I'm the same one as you?
You might be. Well, we are similar.
That's true. That's true. And I don't mean boring as in like
what if I'm
your
boring
personality is boring. What I mean is boring for them because it would be the same result.
And also it would tell you the thing that I'm going to tell you, and I hope it doesn't.
I won't read it if it's the same one. Okay. What? I don't want to take a personality test.
Is that what it popped up for
you? I clicked retake this quiz and it was like take a personality. Okay.
You found it?
I got it. I got it. Yeah. Enter your name. Okay. What's your preferred snack? Watermelon candy, chips, snacks? I'm on a diet. Fuck that one.
Yeah.
Something I've just baked, dark chocolate, something sweet like cookies, boba tea. I've never had boba tea.
Yeah.
What fast food I'm craving, some granola or fruit, something quick. I'm in a hurry. Let's say, probably chips.
I did something quick. I'm in a hurry because I'm always late to some place.
Chips is just the closest thing to Cheez-Its, which is what I'm snacking on always. Is this boring to you guys? I'm sorry. How are you spending your quarantine? I'm working on projects I didn't have time for before. I'm enjoying my time alone. I'm constantly FaceTiming my friends. I miss being around people. There's a quarantine. Sleeping, snacking. I'm just trying to keep up a journal, baking, learning to knit, doing yoga. I'm an essential worker. Working on projects I didn't have time for.
I said I'm enjoying my time. I was.
What's one word you would pick to describe yourself? Kind, funny. I don't want to describe myself.
I know.
Introverted, creative, exhausted, extroverted, free spirit, pretentious, loyal, wild, gentle, haunted, unique, quiet, determined.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with
I can't remember
creative.
What word I picked.
Although exhausted is kind of funny.
And
also I don't want to describe myself as also funny.
I think I did do exhausted maybe because I was really tired that day. Maybe that's why. Maybe.
I love that you said there's a lot of questions. There's 10.
Oh, is there? Maybe I meant there's a lot of answers.
There are a lot
question.
of answers.
Yeah.
Choose an article of clothing: sunglasses, sundress, overalls, raincoat, jeans, sturdy denim, blue. Doc Martens, whatever it is, it's black, comfy PJs, a t-shirt, advertising, something.
Yeah.
Big sweater. Ooh. Comfy PJs still.
Yeah. That's what I chose.
Why do you like cryptids? Do you believe they're real? Cryptids are real. Bigfoot sold me weed behind the 7-Eleven. Of course they're real. I am one. I don't believe, but I think the paranormal is super interesting. I like cryptids because I'm gay. They're not real. I'm interested in the unexplained phenomenons that occur in the world, things that lie just outside of human perception. I believe that there's a possibility of their existence. I'm not interested in cryptids, and I don't believe in them. I'm not sure why I'm taking this quiz at all. I like I'm interested in the unexplained phenomenons that occur.
That's what I picked.
Okay. What shampoo do you use? Something that smells good. As long as it gets the job done, I don't really care. Organic stuff. I'm trying to keep my carbon footprint small. The good shit. I care a lot about my appearance, so I go out of my way to get fancy shampoo. I don't wash my hair. Well, I feel like I would want to combine like 3 of these answers.
Why do I feel like you're going to get Bigfoot?
Honestly, I might. I'm gonna say I don't wash my hair,
Right.
but I know that I do. What's your vibe? Soft linen, swaying on a clothesline, the warm sun on your face, the sound of wind chimes. Red lipstick, glitter no.
Not that.
Freshly cracked glow sticks, whispers, secrets, and radioactive waste.
Okay.
Whose fucking vibe is that? Someone's in the comments already being like, that's my vibe. Gentle rains, a cup of tea, warm sweaters, and sprouting plants.
Yeah, I already picked that one out. What do you think mine was?
Well, I'm not done reading them yet, so maybe wait.
Okay.
Driving down the highway with the windows down, sunglasses and candy-stained tongues, laughing so hard it hurts. Dark red velvet, thick and creeping fog, noise calling out from the darkness, choking fear and cold skin. Sunlight streaming through the forest, the musical sound of running water, cleaning cold air. Oh, that might be me. Fairy lights, the late night silence when everyone is asleep, pillow forts and knickknacks, late night takeout, winning an argument, hot coffee, sleepless nights, Polaroid pictures, faded old shirts, cigarette smoke, typewriter letters. Are you that the sunlight streaming through the forest?
I think I was going to pick that one.
Are you late night takeout?
And then read the rest.
Winning an argument, hot coffee, and sleepless nights.
That's it for sure. That is my vibe.
Yeah.
I thought I was that other one because that's what I wanted to pick. That's what I want my vibe to be. But I was like, let's be honest with ourselves, Sierra. This is who we are.
Where do you want to spend the day? Hiking in the woods. Life is so overwhelming. I just want to get away from it all. I am going to get Bigfoot, aren't I? Reading at the local cafe, working in the garden or baking something tasty, posing on gravestones with my friends at the local cemetery.
Okay.
Might fuck around and hang out under the overpass later. So is that how you fucking got Mothman?
No, I picked the reading in a cafe.
Okay. Solving the JonBenet Ramsey case from my room and staring into flashlights. Are you all right? The arcade. Maybe it's a little childish, but my friends and I are having so much fun. At the art museum. In my room, I've got snacks in my Netflix. I don't need anything else. Ooh, I like that. Volunteering at the local soup kitchen. I just want to help people. Or sleeping off last night's hangover. I can't go out again. I am hiking in the woods. 2 more questions, everyone. I'm so sorry.
See, I told you it feels long.
What do you think? Never too much of a good thing. You have to grow up and change the world that broke you.
This was tough.
Ooh.
And that's the one I picked.
It's important to live deliberately. I feel like I'm lingering uncontrollably in the doorway of my own life.
I know.
That hurts.
I know.
I hope if any of you that resonates with you, wow, ouch. I feel like that feels like a that sucks for you.
Ouchies.
Death is an important part of life. Well, that's just a fucking fact. It is in your best interest to find a way to be very tender. Fortune favors the strange. That's true. Homesick ghosts are keeping me awake. There's a future waiting and it is full of joy. Not necessarily. It's both reckless and necessary to make the choice to love. I like you have to grow up and change the world that broke you.
Yeah.
But I think it's more important to live deliberately.
Okay.
Okay.
I think whenever I see the word deliberately, I just read Dilbertly. And it reminds me of someone named Dilbert.
And I just can't get behind
that.
that.
And I don't want to live Dilbertly.
What's your favorite cryptid? What did you write? That's the last question. This won't affect your results. I'm just curious.
Loveland Frog. Obs.
Oh, I'm Loch Ness.
Okay. If you got the Mothman out, Bigfoot.
I'm Bigfoot.
I knew it.
You're big into the outdoors and probably spend a lot of time hiking or camping. You usually feel more connected to the earth than to other people. Are you lonely, bud? We can go hiking together. Maybe take some blurry pictures of each other. Wow, yours was fucking in depth.
Yours is just like you don't want to be alone in the woods, which is true.
Wow.
That was very funny.
Oh my God, do you know 6% of people who take the quiz get Mothman?
6%?
6%.
Damn. Okay.
The least amount is the Jersey Devil with 2%.
Because that's confusing.
Most people get Megalodon.
That's funny.
11% get Bigfoot. I'm part of the 11%. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Corinne, if you're listening.
Yeah, that's why you guys are so, that's why we say you are Corinne.
Yeah.
It's because she's been trying to find you
right here
for so long. Here I am. All right. So let's talk about
Sex, baby.
Let's talk about moths and sex.
Moths and
talk
sex?
about moth and sex.
Shane-
Sex with moths.
Shane thought that Mothman or Jeepers Creepers was inspired by Mothman.
Okay.
It's not.
No, it definitely isn't. But I could see why you would think that.
Me too. Okay.
The Mothman is more of mothy.
Okay.
And no, I'm just kidding. I don't fucking know.
And a little Manny.
Ooh, that's your nephew.
That's my nephew.
All right, listen up, everyone. I'd like to say fuck you real quick. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
There were a couple people because I think when I was talking about the Mothman last time, I said something about because we could do this because it's in Ohio or something.
It's on like the border of Ohio and West Virginia.
There were so many people that were like, ha 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 ha, funny. It's West Virginia, and I was like, but do you know where West Virginia is to Ohio?
Yeah.
It's literally these sightings were right on the Ohio River, which is connected to Ohio. And actually, when I was doing this research, Gallipolis, Ohio, there were sightings there. So don't make me feel stupid.
Yeah.
I was like, I knew there was a reason why I had heard of it. But you're right.
Yeah.
There is a Mothman festival in West Virginia that we should go to.
Okay.
Because I would be down to go to that. But okay, here we go. So let's talk about the first recorded Mothman sighting.
Okay.
So here we are. We're in Clendenin. I don't fucking know if I'm saying that right, and I apologize if it's wrong. It might be Clendenin.
I feel like it's not Clendenin.
Who knows? Well, I'm going to say Clendenin.
Okay.
Clendenin, West Virginia, November 12th, 1966. There's 5 men. Okay, they're in a cemetery, and they're preparing a grave for burial when they look up and they see something they can't explain. Lifting off from a nearby tree is a brown-winged creature that the men said was no bird. It was more human than bird.
Yuck.
Mm-hmm. And then everybody was like, well, what are we going to fucking do about it? Goodbye.
Yeah.
So they never talked about it again.
You know, Shane used to do that job. Prepare graves.
That is an interesting job.
My dad is a cemetery director.
Okay.
And during the summer, Shane was working for my dad, and he was mowing the lawn and weed eating around all of the headstones.
Well, someone's got to do it.
And then he was also preparing. Yeah.
I said prepping gays.
Yeah.
No. I meant graves, and I'm sorry. I got a much different.
Yes. He said that because I asked him about it when we were digging for the hole in the backyard.
That's where he got his inspiration.
Yeah, I was like, did you have to do all this by hand?
Oh my God.
And he was like, some of it, but then they would also have like the excavator as well. But yeah, someone comes in and they put in this like cement. What's it called? I forget. They come and they put cement in, which is what you put the
coffin down onto?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay. So now I want to tell you a little bit about an area in
Vault. Sorry, that's the word.
I was like, Voldemort? What are we saying?
Yeah.
Now we're both dead. Goodbye.
Great.
Okay. I want to tell you about an area in West Virginia.
Okay.
Known as the TNT area.
Okay. Is it dynamite?
West Virginia Ordnance Works. Sure. It is.
TNT.
Yes, it is.
It is?
Yes. This is why it's known as that, I think. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe. But okay. So it's an abandoned munitions to the north of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, that dates back to World War II. So it's a facility that during its operation manufactured ammunition and dynamite. That's why it's called that. The surrounding area is mostly forest, dotted with numerous grassy clearings and thick concrete domes called igloos that we use to store barrels of gunpowder. Okay?
Mm-hmm. It's
also riddled, that area, with abandoned tunnels, most of which have collapsed, been sealed off, or become flooded with water. And in 1979, fishermen in the TNT area reported that chemicals had been left to seep into the ponds, causing it to be labeled an environmental disaster. And by the year 1983, the TNT area was among the country's most polluted sites. So that's the area that we're talking about, just to give you guys a little fucking,
set the scene.
Are we here? Yeah. Are you here with me? So here we go. November 15th, 1966. That was 3 days after in Clendenin.
Okay.
We're in the TNT area, and there's 2 young couples, so they're in a car driving together. It's Roger and Linda Scarberry and Steve and Mary Mallet.
So this is in the 60s.
Yes.
3 days apart.
Yes.
Okay.
All in the same area.
Oh, okay.
So they're driving when Linda notices 2 large glowing red eyes in the darkness beside the Old North power plant, and she starts screaming. So soon they said they learned that these eyes belonged to something that looked human, about 7 feet tall with wings that were folded against its back. Roger stalled in the road for a minute, inspecting the strange creature, and then they realized that it couldn't be, they didn't believe it was a bird. It looked more human than bird.
Right.
However, the true horror began when the creature then spread its wings and started chasing them down Highway 62 to the Point Pleasant city limits, exceeding speeds up to 100 miles an hour.
What?
Yes.
What?
The 4 arrived in town startled and confused with no sign of the mysterious bird that had chased them. So they're all saying this. Unless they all were on acid, like tripping, how did all 4 of them, like this obviously happened, right? Okay. So Roger parks his car at the edge of town. They start discussing their encounter. Eventually, maybe they're like, I guess it was a bird. So that's the decision they come to. It's got to be a bird. Because
they're like, we're just going to go with that.
Yeah. Until they see the creature again. So apparently it was waiting for them beside Route 62.
So it was like hunting them.
The couples now realize that they were being stalked and that their stalker was no bird. But in the instant the car's headlights landed on the creature, it lifted vertically straight into the air with tremendous speed and disappeared above the tree line. So just shot straight up into the air.
No.
Not flapping its wings. They said it flapped to take off and then just would shoot up and like, yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a no from me. I do understand now why Shane thought like some relation to Jeepers Creepers.
It's very Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, I hate that movie.
That's a bad movie.
Also, yikes to this as well. What if he's like, I'm here to talk to you about your car insurance.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Okay, so
the reason I bring up the fact that it's like 3 days apart and in the 60s, that's not a social media thing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not like, yes.
Was that really in the paper? Like, for people to explain seeing the same thing in the same general area, like, yeah.
Exactly. And so now they do put it in the paper because they end up going to the sheriff deputy and telling them what happened. And so the city police then begin investigating the area, which then brings the press. And they start printing about it, which then other people can come forward and be like, oh, I think I saw that too. By the way, this was the headline, which is my favorite thing ever. It says, couple sees man-sized bird, creature, something.
It's very similar to your Daily Mail article.
Literally. Woman stunned after finding out appendix is missing. Okay, so this was such a like terrifying experience for them that Linda Scarberry says the morning of November 16th, which is the next morning, she was rushed to the hospital by her father because she was suffering a nervous breakdown.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. So it was something that was very, she was freaked out about. Okay, so now I'm going to describe to you a little bit about the Mothman.
Okay.
So he's described as a bipedal, that like stands on 2 feet.
Okay.
Winged humanoid. So despite his name, which was given to him by the newspapers, people say he is in no way moth-like, but he's more, he looks more like an owl. His variation of colors varies from black to gray, even brown, although it's usually on the darker shades when people see him. He's often reported to be anywhere from 7 to 10 feet tall with a wingspan of about 10 to 15 feet or more, plus the ability to fly over 100 miles an hour. Sometimes he's described as not having a head, but instead having 2 huge glowing red eyes set in his chest area. So just like chest, wings.
What?
Yeah.
That every time I hear something like this, I just think about whatever you and I saw when we were in that field in the woods the one time.
I just forgot about that. I always forget that happened. That's why it makes me think that it was real, because I literally forget that happens. It's like it's wiped from my memory until you bring it up. And I'm like, oh my God.
I'll never fucking forget that thing.
I don't know what it looked like or remember.
It was like white and huge.
It was, yeah.
It was huge.
Did it fly or did it like
crawl? It flew.
Yeah.
It flew.
Yes.
And I remember being like, what in the actual fuck was because that? I could not fathom. I know I've brought this up on the podcast before, but like I still have that image in my head of it like flying over, going through the trees, and the sound that it made. It was huge. And I still cannot
think that that could have been a bird from around
here. I can't
here.
think of a bird that would be that size.
No, it was huge. Oh, that was horrible.
And we were so freaked out by it. Afterwards, we saw a guy with a gun just like feet from us, and we were like, now. Yeah, and then we're like, oh, you're just telling us we're trespassing. Got it. Understood.
This is anyone who gets a close look at the Mothman seems to suffer from extreme fear and psychological distress, sometimes lasting for months or years afterwards. In particular, people say that a sense of pure evil overcomes them when they see the Mothman's eyes.
I'm sure. And like, I doubt that it's even something that the Mothman like injects into them, like even with his energy. If I'm just a human and I see a humanoid with some fucking wings that's 10 foot tall with glowing red eyes, I'm done.
Goodbye.
I'm done.
No. This is funny to me. It says he can fold his wings and walk with a weird shuffle that many witnesses compare to a penguin, which makes him less scary a little now in my eyes. Because why does he walk with a weird shuffle? He's got people legs.
That feels like also owl-like.
Yeah. When he unfolds his wings,
sometimes
he shoots straight up with great speed, then levels out to wherever he wants to go. He's rarely observed flapping his wings, except for on takeoff. This is Mothman's favorite activity, chasing cars. He'll fly in front of them and sometimes even hit at the roof. That's what people said. So I know in Gallipolis, Ohio, there was 5 pilots, and I don't know if they were all together or that's 5 keeps popping up. That's interesting. But they all saw this creature and they all said the same thing. Pilots. I don't know if they were in the air or what. I just remember reading that part of it and I lost where I read that.
Speaking of pilots, yesterday when Shane and I were driving up to Cleveland, I saw a plane. Now, I know there's a Cleveland airport. I know that there's also like a lakeside airport, but I looked over and I saw this plane and it wasn't moving. It was just suspended in the air. And I stared at it and I continued to stare at it. And all of my being was like, tell Shane to look at this because you can't be the only one to see this. But I said nothing. And then when I finally felt like telling him, we couldn't see it anymore because of where we were driving. Yeah. And it was then gone. And so now I'm like, am I nuts that I saw? But oh God. And I think it happened again today.
Oh my God.
And again, I couldn't say anything.
Right. That's the creepiest shit I've ever heard. That's like some simulation shit right there. Yikes.
And it happened twice. And like
glitch in the Matrix.
I don't know why I didn't say anything. Like
I could hear it like
I could hear myself in my head screaming like, tell Shane to look. Just tell him to look over there. Either he's going to tell you that you're stupid and the plane is actually moving. You just can't tell.
Validate you.
Or he's going to validate you. And neither happened. So
that is wild. Sheesh. Okay. So over the next 13 months, basically, so into December of 1967, there are more and more sightings reported in Point Pleasant area over the next year. The Gettysburg Time reported 8 additional sightings in the short span of 3 days after the first claims.
He's like, you gonna see me.
This included 2 volunteer firefighters who said they saw a very large bird with large red eyes. A resident of Salem, West Virginia, claimed he saw strange patterns appearing on his television screen one night, followed by a mysterious sound just outside of his home. So a lot of people were saying that it was interfering with like radio frequencies.
Okay.
They were just hearing humming like, noises, right? Which I think they think came from the Mothman, the humming.
Eesh.
People said that their dogs were going missing. Yeah, which I hate that.
Yeah.
I guess the man said he went outside, shone a flashlight into his yard then, who heard the mysterious sound, and he he saw two glowing eyes that looked like bicycle reflectors looking back at him, like how they reflect the light back.
I'll tell you, whenever I was working at Victoria's Secret, I'm sorry, Schmickschmoria Schmeekrit. I was working processing in the back, and so my shift sometimes would be 4 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I would be driving to work at 3:30 in the morning,
right,
I was terrified because I would see lights like that on the side of the road.
Yes.
Sometimes it was animals.
Yeah.
Other times it wasn't, but it sure fucking looked like it was an animal.
Every time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I lived like out like in the country-ish. So like there was not many streetlights at all.
Right.
So it sometimes was people would put reflectors on like their fences and stuff.
Yeah.
But there was a couple times that it was like animals, and I couldn't tell the difference because this bitch has an astigmatism.
That's what I'm
driving
saying.
in the dark is hard.
I said this would be me and you, literally driving in the dark. I'd be like, no, that was a moth bird man for sure.
For definite.
And they're like, you shouldn't be allowed to drive at night anymore. Well,
yeah, well,
it's rude.
It was humming too. Did I
Yeah.
tell you that part?
My dog's gone. So what do you have to say about that?
Yeah.
Okay, but all of these things
Mm-hmm.
led up to this one day. Do you know about this?
I don't know shit.
Okay, so on December 15th, 1967, just over a year after the first Mothman sighting, now we're in Point Pleasant,
Okay.
West Virginia. Right along the edge of the Ohio River, there is a bridge called the Silver Bridge, right?
Okay.
And it connects to Gallipolis, Ohio.
Okay.
So at this point, it's 10 days before Christmas. So people are out doing Christmas shopping. It's rush hour.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of these cars start piling onto this bridge, right?
Got it.
So the problem was that this bridge was built in 1928. So the bridge is built in 1928, okay? And because of that, it was built for a time when people weren't using cars as much. And also the like Model T car, which was out at the time, weighed 1,500 pounds. Okay. So now at this point in the 60s, the average like weight of a car is 4,000 pounds. Much different.
So different.
It's not good.
Right.
So it's rush hour traffic. All of these cars are on there. And all of a sudden, without warning, a single eye bar near the top of the bridge on the Ohio side cracks. Yes.
That's a nightmare.
Yes. So the bridge's engineers hadn't been really like imaginative. They hadn't really thought through a lot of these things.
Yep.
So the way that it was designed featured very little redundancy, meaning that if one part failed, there was almost nothing in place to prevent every other part from failing as well. So what happened was whenever this little part cracks, they said, the thing I read said that it was a 3 millimeter crack that ends up cracking. The chain snaps and the entire bridge, its careful equilibrium disturbed, falls to pieces, plunging cars and pedestrians into the icy water of the Ohio River.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's so horrifying.
64 people went into the river that day, and of those 64, 46 people died.
Oh my God.
Either by drowning or being crushed.
Wow.
Yes.
That's tragic.
Horrible. And again, I could have gone more in depth with that, but I didn't really feel the need to.
No,
it's not something necessary. I want to talk about. But the reason I bring it up is because after that day, nobody saw the Mothman again. And because it was in these places, in a year span, these things were happening.
Yeah.
That's where they got the Mothman prophecies, because they believe, some people were theorizing that the Mothman was there to warn people of the bridge disaster that was coming.
Oh.
Yes.
So they thought he was like a good guy.
I think is what this is, because then I was reading a bunch of things that said a lot of other people now are saying they saw the Mothman before, like somebody said before 9/11 he was spotted, and all of these other like big disasters. It's kind of like a warning, maybe. I don't know.
I heard that someone said that he was the reason the bridge fell.
Okay, so that's also, I think that's kind of the premise of the book that John Keel ends up writing in 1975, which is the Mothman Prophecies.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. In my Mothman story, I like to think he was trying to warn people.
Okay.
But if he was, he didn't do a very good job.
Yeah, no, not at all.
He's just maybe try
Because I think
harder.
some people believe that Big Daddy donk of his.
Yeah, knocked it over.
He dropped it low on the bridge.
Oh my God.
I know.
That isn't good.
No.
But maybe.
I hope not.
Well, so here's the deal. Then Point Pleasant in 2002 just decided to frickin' make a Mothman festival.
Okay.
They have a Mothman pancake eating contest, which I really like.
Okay.
Because, like, do moths eat pancakes? Why pancakes?
Are they shaped like anything? Or are they just regular circular pancakes?
I didn't read, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
But it is, yeah, I don't know.
It's a thing.
Yeah. Here's some of the other disasters they say he's predicted.
Okay.
The Chernobyl disaster, the Mexican swine flu outbreak of 2009, the 2011 nuclear disaster in Fukushima, Japan, and 9/11.
Who is saying he predicted these things?
Just people theorizing. I don't know.
And
probably
how
Redditors.
did he predict them? He just made himself
Showed up.
visible?
Yeah. How are we? Why don't we think he's causing them?
I was gonna say
he's just mayhem.
Either that or like, what if it has nothing to do with those things, and he was just there like.
He's like, I'm just hanging out, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to let so and so know their credit score was going to drop like 30 points.
That bad fucking things are following me.
Yeah,
but I was just trying to help this lady out, tell her dog was going to go missing.
Yeah, I've been on the case trying to find these fucking dogs, and no one seems to care.
No one's helping me. Okay, so I think let's just talk about, now that we got all the fun stuff, what it could be.
Okay.
If it's not the Mothman. So a lot of times people, I guess this is another cryptid. Thunderbirds? Do you know what Thunderbirds are?
I know Thundercats are a go.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's click on Thunderbirds and see what it is.
Okay.
Here's a Thunderbird.
Isn't that what John Travolta was in Grease?
Could be.
I think.
What is
It's just John Travolta.
Oh, well, about to move to the third. T-Bird. Yes,
he is. He's a Thunderbird. He's just on a gravestone. It's like,
oh my God, John Travolta was the Mothman. I'm starting that rumor right now. So the Thunderbird is a cryptozoological creature associated with large bird-like animals that live anywhere in northern Canada and Alaska down to Central America. Similar animals often appear in Native American mythology. Some tales tell of enormous eagles strong enough to carry whales back to their nests. Damn, God damn.
I was imagining the whale having a nest. like
they're helping them out. Yeah. Hey, I got you back to your nest, you sweet, sweet animal.
You're so far from your nest, I just thought I'd bring you back.
That's funny. All right, and then the other cryptid it's been associated with is Owlman, which is an identical creature with wings and red eyes sighted in Cornwall, England. That's terrifying.
Oh,
That's
sure
Owlman.
is.
So, I mean, yeah, I guess I could see that why they would be similar.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did they call him a moth, I wonder? Anyways, okay, but so one of the original
unanswered question.
So one of the sheriffs that the original witnesses contacted believes that the Mothman may have been a large heron. But we weren't down there that time. We weren't. So get off my back.
I've seen herons, though.
No,
they're not
like
that big.
But I will tell you what is kind of big is a sandhill crane. And they do have big red eye looking things. You want me to show you what it looks like?
I would love to see what a sandhill crane looks like.
All right, I'll show you right
How tall,
now.
How big do they get?
Great question.
How big is it?
Let me tell
Your sand crane is so big that people thought it was a whole ass man.
A whole ass
also
man.
a moth. Is it ass man?
A sandhill motherfucking crane bird. All right, so it's not that big.
I love
in
that
these
you said
pictures.
crane bird, like just to be specific.
So you know. 7 to 11 pounds, that's not correct.
What?
Is there a giant sandhill crane? Size. Oh, this is using meters? Excuse me, I'm from fucking America.
Pardon me.
I don't know what that means. Sorry, I'm an idiot.
You gotta do translation.
Please don't do that to me. But this is what it looks like. See how it's got red on it?
No, that doesn't look believable to me. What's the size?
It says 2 meters, maybe?
Okay.
2 M's. It stands, the wingspan stretches up to 2 M's, and it stands 1 M tall.
Okay. 1 M tall. Why can't I type?
Oh, fucking yay.
Okay.
How
There's
tall?
6.5 feet in 2 meters.
Okay.
But that would mean it would still be only 3 feet tall.
Oh, you guys are being
Silly.
you silly billies.
You're
It's not a
silly.
sandhill crane. I don't know about that. Maybe there's giant sandhill cranes. Who knows? Okay, but let's see here. Then the witnesses saw what he said, though. He showed them the birds, and they were like, absolutely fucking not.
Yes.
You are wrong. That's not what I saw. And then some people say it's just a big-ass owl, which I get it. But some believe the Mothman may be an angel, demon, or the product of a blood curse placed upon the town by Chief Cornstalk, who was murdered along... Okay, so this seems like a Native American, like an indigenous thing that I don't want to... I'm not
appropriate.
Yeah. Well, I think that maybe
not
this
appropriate.
Seems like a white person's blaming it on.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the word that I meant, and I can't
murdered.
think of it.
But they do think that the Mothman was cursed or is a curse himself, which I get that with the whole Silver Bridge thing.
Yeah.
However, the most likely assumption is that it's a normal barn owl. Well, that's fucking boring.
I don't think so. I
don't
think you're
think
all
so
wrong.
either.
I don't feel like that many people who had that kind of intense emotional reaction to something that it could be explained away as
I agree. It's got to be something else. It's got to be something else. Unless it was one of those
barn
things.
owls are so fucking small.
Are they? I'll tell you what. We went to Hilton Head, South Carolina. The first year me and Corey were together, we went with his family to Hilton Head, and we were away from the beach a little bit. We had a big house with like a pool and all that bullshit, but it was kind of in a swampier area. There's lots of alligators around them parts.
Mm-hmm.
But Corey said he woke up one morning and he was awake before everybody else because this was when he was on midnights and he was just used to having weird sleep hours, and he goes to have like a cup of coffee outside on where the pool was, and he said he saw the biggest fucking owl he's ever seen. He's like, Sierra, I'm not kidding, I'm not afraid of a lot of shit. That scared the fucking shit out of me. It was just staring at me. When he said he opened the door and the owl turned its fucking head real quick and looked at him, and he went, oh fuck no. Like slammed the door shut.
Not today.
And then it took off, and he's like, the wingspan, it was huge.
Yeah.
I did not know owls got that big, and I was furious because he didn't have his phone, and now I don't believe him because he couldn't give me proof. Maybe it was the Mothman.
Part of me wonders if what we saw in that field was an owl.
Was a big ass owl?
Was a big ass owl.
Dude.
I need to know how, because barn owls do not get that big. I
No,
just looked it
how
up.
big do other owls get?
How big do they get?
How big are they?
Yeah. What's that word that I am hyper focusing on that word that I wanted to use when you were talking about
Dilbertly?
No. How someone is blaming negative things on another culture.
Yes.
Like villainizing.
Is it whitewashing?
No, I mean, yeah and
Yeah.
no. They're painting a negative narrative, but like, it help me, because that's all I know. It's not appropriating because they were saying, fuck,
Sorry,
it's driving me.
Weird noise.
No, it's the same thing they did with the Black Panthers.
Yes,
It's
yes. Like not criminalizing, maybe, or like
I said villainizing, but
Yeah.
like
Not criminalize. What am I saying?
What is the fucking word? We're so lucky that words aren't our job.
No. I'm so glad that I don't have to speak ever.
Yeah. Help me figure out
terrible.
the word, because like that is something that happens often.
Anytime I read anything like that, I would just skip over it. I'm mad that I didn't read that, but I'm glad that we got to have this discussion out of it. But yeah, if I read things like that, I just immediately am like, no, because what is wrong with you? And it just feels yucky.
Mm-hmm.
If that's not your...
It's perpetuating a stigma.
That's what it is. It's
Yes.
like, perpetuating a stereotype and a stigma.
Yes.
About like, yeah.
Yep.
And I don't love that. I don't like it.
Mm-mm.
Not even somewhat okay with it. Sorry.
One would say, I hate it.
Won't say I'm pissed.
Honestly, fuck it. No, truly.
No, fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's important that people know that if they see things like that,
call it out.
Call it out. It's perpetuating a stigma. It's a gross trope. You guys, I think it's also important to talk about during the Halloween season, because there are so many quote unquote costumes that aren't costumes. They are just minimizing and appropriating someone's culture.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't perpetuate.
There's so many other
stereotypes.
things to be.
Yeah.
Just be that. Be those things.
Yep.
It's okay.
Okay.
All right.
We didn't know we were going there, but we're here.
Did you think you were going to land here? The Mothman brought us here.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad?
The Mothman prophecy was, don't fucking appropriate other people's cultures for Halloween.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Be Blue's Clues or something. I just saw a really cute Blue's Clues.
Did you?
I was like, sexy Blue's Clues. What are you doing?
Oh, what's
but
up,
it was like
Steve?
Yeah. And I was like, okay.
It would be blue and magenta?
Kind of.
Okay. We're not gonna.
No, I
All
don't
right.
dress up. I say I will, and then every year I'm like, don't feel it. No.
Okay. Well, leave us your Mothman sightings below.
Yeah, please. Where have you seen him? What has he done to you?
Yeah. Oh.
Personally.
Oh.
Not like sexually.
No. Well,
I meant on a... Well?
Is he hung or what?
Tell us your kinky moth stories.
I would love if we got to read, like, our listeners' smut.
Mothman fan... What's it called? Fanfic?
Is it fan fiction?
Fiction? Yes.
Fan fiction? I don't know. Would you guys
Send
think
us
that
your
was funny?
Your smut. Your moth smut.
Moth smut. That's what this episode was. Just moth smut. Okay. That's that on the Mothman.
He's so hot.
I'm hot for the Mothman.
Are you hot for the Mothman? Except we can't tell if he's being a good guy or a bad guy. So
honestly, that's what
makes
it
him hotter. I can't figure him out. He's so mysterious.
Oh God, we love you guys so much.
We do.
We our next episode is going to be our anniversary episode. 3 years. We're gonna be turning 3.
Holy shit. We're toddlers too.
I know.
Or whatever.
I'm a 3-nager. I'm such a bad girl. So stupid.
I don't want to do anything with anyone.
Yeah, I'm not following any rules.
And also,
yeah.
if you're feeling froggy, if you're feeling Loveland froggy, you can go to patreon.com/ladiesandtangents, because then our next episode on there will feature our sister.
And it'll be the first episode of the month.
Yeah.
So it'll be for everyone.
Yeah. Sad bitches, you get it. You
get it. You go, we're going to give it to you, sad bitches.
We gonna give it to you.
Like the Mothman. Okay.
The Mothman's gonna give it to us sad. Maybe the Mothman's just like sad, frazzled people. And he's like, I didn't do that to you. You were always like that.
I just revealed it to you.
The Mothman's your therapist. God,
that explains it. Okay. Well, all right. We love you so much. We will see you next week.
All right.
We're out.
Goodbye.